If you're aiming to book higher paying gigs, you're not going to get there just because you look a certain way or you filled one little photo in your portfolio. There's so much more to booking high paying gigs that involves actual strategy. Okay. We're going to get into that in this video. And first, I want to ask you a question. Whatever you do to make money right now, whatever your job is, if you had the opportunity to work what you do for work in a private event, and the people at this event were the most successful people around the world, high notoriety name people like Mark Zuckerberg, his wife Priscilla Chan, Bill Gates, and even Ivanka Trump, and this type of community. If you had the chance to go and work your job there for, let's say, 1 day, 2 days, whatever it is, unpaid, would you take it? Now, this question we're going to explore a little bit because your answer to that is going to help determine what's going on that's keeping you from earning those high paying jobs or landing those high paying jobs. So, the reason I bring this specifically up is because in the news, a man by the name of Mukesh Ambani, I believe is his name. I hadn't even heard this name before this week, but everything going around about this pre-wedding celebration with all of the top people in the world like this, right? Really went down. Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, everybody. And it's in the news, like Rihanna performed there, a full concert, and allegedly the first full concert she's performed in 8 years. Even though she performed at the Super Bowl, it wasn't technically a full concert. And the reason I bring this up is because she worked this and got paid allegedly $6 million for this, right? $6 million to go and perform. Now, obviously, there's a ton of value in her just being there and being surrounded by these people. And she very likely could have worked this for free and gotten a ton of value just by bumping elbows with these people. That is pretty certain. But Mukesh Ambani, being one of the wealthiest people in the world, I guess, like India's wealthiest man, all of Asia, one of the wealthiest men. I believe it's from a company that multiple companies that he owns. And one of those does like, it's a multi-international company that does everything from like petroleum and plastics and materials and textiles and all sorts of different things, right? Insane amount of money. But again, with that comes a lot of clout, a lot of power, a lot of uh, positional strength that you can get people just to allow them to be close to your success. There's this thing here, right? So how do you navigate that? If you're Rihanna, do you just show up and for free? Or do you have your own get out of bed rate that is like, hey, I understand this is a very valuable place to be and it would be wonderful to be there. And realistically, I would gain a lot of value just by being there. But I have my own get out of bed rate. If you don't know what I'm talking about by get out of bed rate, go watch the video of how a model doubles their income in 10 months. So if you don't know your get out of bed rate and you get presented with something like this, you might short sell yourself and be like, oh my God, this is so amazing. There's so much value here. I need to be there. I have to be there. And you might short sell yourself. And there still might be a ton of value if you went and worked this unpaid. But wouldn't you rather get paid and get all of that value? Wouldn't you rather charge the $6 million, even if you are Rihanna, and say, yeah, I'll come perform and it'll be a fantastic time, but it's going to cost you this much? It helps to know your rate and stick with charging what you charge. If you're going to take on a low paying job and you think you're going to score a high paying job because you take this on, in my experience, that's not going to happen. Have I ever landed a high paying booking by taking a low paying booking? No. Over a decade doing this, that's never happened. However, I have landed other high paying bookings by working high paying bookings. So it works this way. If you think about it in the context of the everyday world, anywhere you've gone, restaurants, things like this, the people that are the pickiest, that are trying to get every little thing for free and getting mad because, oh, this is too salty, send it back, I'm not paying for this, and my coffee's made wrong. Those people, they're the people that are going to always be nickeling and diming and all of this stuff. They're never going to be satisfied. That's the type of people that typically offer you very low paying jobs. That's who you're going to work with. They're not the ones that are going to be hanging around other people that do pay high paying jobs out. B, they're not going to be the type of people that have that kind of energy that also supports you in your pursuit of charging more money for the work that you do. So if you don't know your get out of bed rate, then somebody presents you with an opportunity that seems amazing, fantastic, and all this, and you might jump on it and go work this thing for free or for a really low amount. And then everybody's just going to see that as the value that you have. That's the value that you bring, and you're open to doing that. Now, I say this with a caveat because I've worked low paying jobs. It's not that those are bad, it's that the goal being to get high paying gigs, you're not going to get that by working your low paying gigs. That's the point here. Rihanna could have gone and easily worked this for even 1 million bucks, 2 million bucks, right? Now, granted, her get out of bed rate with this, if you break it down, it's not like she just went and worked this concert and had everything ready to go. She had to, day after day after day, for however many weeks or months, I have no idea, had to train with the background dancers, everything like this to get the show in order. So if you break down her 6-ish million, however much it was, into all of the days that she spent doing it, it's obviously going to be less than 6 million for one day of work. But let's call it 100,000 bucks a day. That would be her get out of bed rate. She would know, I don't get out of bed for anything that's going to cost my time and energy and everything that is less than 100 grand a day. I'm just throwing these numbers out there for example. If you don't know your get out of bed rate and something shiny shows up and seems like a great thing for you, you'll probably jump on it, and it's going to shoot yourself in the foot. It's going to hurt yourself. It's going to hurt your business, because the strategy you need to have is to constantly be leveling up, not going back down, because this great opportunities are going to be respected, and respectable people are going to see you when you say, hey, this is what my work is worth. This is what I do. And they're going to honor that. Or they won't. They'll say, oh, okay, we'll book somebody else, or we'll do somebody else for that. And then they'll understand that anytime they come to you or they send other people to you, they know what to expect. And you get to have that boost of confidence saying, I stood my ground, and maybe I didn't get this one, but that gives me the motivation to get the next one and the next one and the next one. No FOMO here. There's another story to kind of cap this off where I believe it was Picasso. There's this famous story. I don't know whether this is true or not, but it illustrates the point very well. Picasso's seen in a cafe or something like this, and he's just kind of doodling on a napkin. And some lady comes up and is like, "Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Can I buy that from you? I would love to take that home." And he's just doodling, and it's a napkin in a cafe. He's very likely going to crumble it up, throw it away. So why wouldn't he just give it to her? And he says, "Sure, you can have it. It'll be 20,000 bucks or whatever the crazy amount it was." And she's like, how could you charge? Like, it's just a napkin. It's just drawing on a napkin. You can't be serious. It took you like 5 minutes to do that. And his reply to that was, it took me 20 years of training to learn how to do this in 5 minutes. And that's what you charge for. Do not expect high-paying gigs to come from low-paying effort and low-paying work and low-paying jobs that you think, I'm going to go take this one and it's going to be that door that opens for the next big paying thing. That's not how it works. At least in my experience, that's not how it has ever worked. And I've never known anybody that has ever found that to work for them either. Keep raising your rates. The way you do that, go watch the video, How to Double Your Income. Go watch that video, get your get out of bed rate, know that number for yourself. And when you keep on adjusting that, however you want to adjust it, which I break down in the video, you're going to see that number keep going up, even when those amazing opportunities show up, like the pre-wedding festivities for Asia's richest man when his son's getting married, and you get the opportunity to go there and bump elbows with all these elites and all that good stuff. Take care of yourself. This is how you get it. I will see you on set.